Hello again, Akko here. Welcome to episode 46 of my Ultimate Feed the Beast Let's Play. Now, we finished last episode down in the basement, basement, playing around with MFFS force field, modular force field system, where I was making a wither arena. Now, before we go back down there, I just want to say that's a blatant copy of Direwolf, so I've done nothing original with that. But there's not much else. There's not much else you can do with a modular force field system. You can make a force field around something. Now, Direwolf's obviously made it with computer craft and stuff before. I just made it work off a button. So I'm going to jump back down there in a minute. Before we do though, I need to stop saying so much. It's terrible. Before we do, I was studying yesterday and I came back and a creeper blew a few of these tiles up, blew all the board up, so I've had to make a new board. So I've took MFFS off there and I've moved Thaumcraft Tower up. I'm going to do some of that today, I think, if I get time. We should definitely get time to start prepping stuff, but I don't know if we'll get time to actually start building. Interdimensional storage, I want to do a bit of that. And I've still got a question mark after the fusion reactor. That was kind of dependent on how quick 1.5 was going to come to FTB, and it looks like the mods aren't getting updated that quick, so I'm guessing there's a lot more work for the modders than I originally thought. It sounded back from watching Direwolf's channel that a lot of them was almost done with it, but according to the spreadsheet it's about 62% done, I think. So it may be still a few weeks before we see a 1.5 version of Feed the Beast. Now, while I'm here, I keep saying it, and I'm actually going to show you for a change. I'm going to change the... How small is that? I'll change that to small just for a second. And oh, that's miles too small. Look at that, that's ridiculous. That should do it. So what I've been having an issue with is I kept getting birch wood into there. What I've done, I've turned the engine on to low priority. It was on medium, so the solar's high and that engine's on low, and that seems to be keeping things in order. That seems to be better. So, oops. sorry Dave the cat, I didn't mean to throw a plasma ball at you. Right, I'll just put that back. So yeah, I think I've sorted that issue out just by putting that to low, so it's not putting wood in there now. I think what it was doing, it was burning through the saplings, leaving an empty slot, and the wood was just going into the empty slot. Where was that? Okay, that's pretty big. So I've played with the window a little bit small. I play with it. The window set to 720p size because my video files are just way too big if I play at full screen. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Right, what's next? Before we go downstairs as well, if you notice my aura down the bottom left there, it's down 134, it's hardly going up. I did a little bit of Thaumcraft earlier. I made a couple more tallow golems because these two somehow disappeared. Well, the two that I had, these are two new ones. So while I was doing it, I made some of these crystal clusters, and hopefully that should send my aura back up. Now I think it's the bees that have been eating the aura. The fact I've got too many node purifying bees down in the basement, so I may want to be careful with that. I may want to just have maybe one bee with a purify node on it. So I've made some of these guys. They're down here. Crystal clusters. These crystals seem to be able to slowly replenish nearby aura nodes and even boost their V levels. So this, if that's right, these should create some more aura, refill the aura, but they do create a bit of flux which the node B should cancel. I'm not sure if it's going to put it up, but I thought I'd have a test of it. It may come to the point where I have to actually get rid of node purification of some of the bees over there. And what else do I want to do while I was up here? Episode 45, last episode of course, so there's a world download. Left all my stuff in this chest here, rather than put it on the armour. Now I've got two sets of armour. So all the stuff was in this chest if you want to have a look at the world. And hopefully, I don't know if that's a spawning point, so you probably spawn on top of the chest if you come from the world spawn, which is like 1,000 meters over there somewhere. Right, let's go look at what I've done down here. So I finished off walling this place up. I moved the spawners so they're all up there now. So the creeper spawner, the angry zombie spawner, they were down here still. They're now up there. I'll show you them once we finish down here. This is still very hard to look at down here. It's a rough place to look at. I apologise for that. But what we've got here now is, with the arena, button turns on, multi-tool allows access. So simply the button there turns our force field on. And as I said I was going to do at the end of the last episode, I'm going to kill her with her. Just because I can. Well, just because this modular power suit's extremely powerful. So I've got a raft light above the thing there just to light up a bit better. And the dimensions of this I chose on purpose. I wanted it so that the width there was always in melee range of me, so you can't actually fly up out the way. So here we go. Let's kill this guy pretty quick. I am, after watching Direwolf play around in the Twilight Forest, I'm going to actually have a play with Thaumcraft 1s. I've never really used them. Never really felt the call to use them, but I'm curious to see how much damage one of them lightning ones does to this guy. And I'm curious to see how much the frost one does to blazes. Because it might be worth getting when you're early on a survey to do a good damage to blazes. If you get one with a repair on it, that is. So, with it, no problem in here. See, I've not lost a heart. He can't go anywhere. We both got to get trapped in here. And I've kind of trivialised getting nether stars. So let's put that in there with that one. Put our multi-tool back. So the multi-tool's just in there if you want to come have a go. And turn that off. Now the way that turns on and off is, what I've got under there is a wireless redstone transmitter. And then part of the reason why I've got the raft lamp where it is so I know where the centre block is. It should be, there it is. And then at this side here, I've got the projector there. Now I said last time I couldn't get the projector to face upwards. If you face it, if you're right on top of it when you place it, it kind of faces upwards. So I managed to get it facing upwards. And let's just have a look in there. We've got one distance, which means the force field starts one level above, so it doesn't actually start in the floor. Then we've got 5 strength, which makes it 5 height, and then I've got 8 in each direction. So we're a 16 by 16 square, and I believe one of my bricks fell down here. This is just down in the basement of the basement of the basement. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I can't see nothing. Let's turn my jetpack on. Try and work out where to go. Here we go. So all I've done to make it so it works off a button is there's the receiver that the button press triggers, and that just flips this toggle switch, and the projector's set to redstone. The toggle switch just toggles the force field on or off. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. I do like toggle switches. Are one of my favourite of the logic gates. Well, logic bits of red power too. So all tidy. Ooh, there we go, done. So now I can get the nether stars at will. So I'll take them 2 upstairs with me. I've got a third one upstairs. We could make something out of them, but I've not done anything with it just yet. As I said, I moved the spawners up here, so let's have a quick look at them. So now we've got what we've got Endermen. They were there. You saw. I've added angry zombies, creepers. I moved the blaze spawner ones here from the desert. So yeah, they'll blaze. So we can turn all these on at once, and it'll pull a massive amount of power, because these all do pull quite a lot of power. So it'll probably drain my system over there pretty quick. But as you can see, we can get a ridiculous amount of spawns up at once, and you should see that bringing this stuff in pretty quick. In fact, it's doing it too quick. It can't get you can't do that quick enough. Look, 'cause it ain't got no power. So if I turn them all on, we're getting power at a ridiculous rate. We're getting essence, should I say? Quite a ridiculous rate. But yeah, they all take quite a lot of power, and they're all running from the same tesseract over there. So the energy's still set to 100, so that's only getting 75 MJ shared between all this. So the power does run out pretty quick. But we can turn things on as we need stuff. So that's going down, that's going up, I believe. Yep. And we don't really need any enchantments anymore though, to be honest. It's a little bit surplus at this stage, I think, possibly. But we still need the products that these drop, so these are here as much for products. It's just a bit of a bonus getting the essence from them. So it's all good. All good. Right. Next. Something I keep forgetting to do as well is when it's dark. Like last episode, when I was down in the basement, I could have just pressed my right arrow a couple of times. Made it a bit lighter down there with the night vision goggles. But I keep forgetting. Right, next thing. We're missing something. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, we're not missing something. I thought I had asked this to craft me 2 more adjustable energy units. So you see, up to 835 in iridium nuggets, nearly 400 UU matter from yesterday morning when I made the last episode. So that's a day's worth of the server running with me being offline. Right, that's why that's the server set as a server and not as a single player. I've got 3 nether stars which we can find some use for, I'm sure. I could probably make a beacon just for the sake of it. Alkahest. This will destroy anything crafted with it. I need to have a look at Xeno's reliquary, learn a bit more about it. I might even make one of them just for the sake of making one. I've got a dragon egg. The holy planks of Sengar with smite 10. Interesting. That's a bit of an Easter egg, kind of a joke thing. I think Sengar's signature on the forums is, you know, Greg Tech's been around when planks of wood cost a dragon egg and nether stars to make. So I think Greg put that in because of that. What can we make? We can make a supercharged graphic gun. I've never really played one of them. Not much you can make with them, to be honest, but very useful to have. Right, I thought I'd made a couple more of the adjustable energy units, but clearly I must have actually made a couple of advanced machine blocks by mistake. That's what it looks like there to me. So let us make 2 more of them adjustable energy units. Begin the craft there. We'll just see if that's going alright. So yeah, you can see it's making the energy orbs, iridium plates, it's getting the brass and the invar to make the mixed metal to make the advanced alloy. So that's going okay, and in a minute when we're back that should have 8 of them. That's good. And then I'm going to make the first couple of interdimensional storage units. I'll give that a little bit more time. I think it won't make it that quick. The reason why it takes a little while is because it's waiting on all these things getting processed. So the time does add up. And let's see what else we need. Considering I said I'm going to try and stop saying AM at the beginning of the episode, I'm still saying it a hell of a lot. Something I really need to deal with. I'm going to start our next season. I'm going to try and be a little bit more professional and not say shit like that so much. Probably not swear so much. I am what I am. I say I am and I swear a lot. So we're going to need 8 iridium plates as well, which is what's holding the crafting them up as well. So can't really make them until we've got that finished anyway. So the iridium nuggets going down there. It's not actually using any of the UU matter, so I've got that in reserve. In fact, let's help this along a bit. Let's take 3.5 stacks of that and put that into the correct formation to make it into iridium. Like that. Let's make 32 iridium, and now that'll get processed separately, and then we can request some more iridium plates. And that's all done. Right, the next thing then, well, while we're waiting on that, let's have a look at things we're going to need to start making warded stone. Not you, you can go back. Let's take, so that's got 4 magic, right, and let's start with that. So the Thaumcraft tower, one of these episodes in the next couple of days maybe a couple of episodes. It's going to be more of a let's build kind of episode. I may, if it takes too long to build, even like time lapse it and narrate over it. I'm not sure. I've never tried that before, but it's a possibility. Just seeing me place blocks might get a bit boring. What I'm going to do is, to make it a little bit interesting, I'm going to make it out of warded stone blocks, like on the main server. So if we look, where are you, warded stone blocks? I think you're in there. Warded stone and doors. So warded stone, you can make it any colour. So depending on which dye you put in there, it determines the colour. It takes some stone, and it takes some arcane stone blocks, and it takes some zombie brains. We've got loads of zombie brains. We need to make some arcane stone blocks. You can also make the warded glass, which takes thaum ingots, and then there's the arcane doors and the keys and such like for them. We're going to want to make some arcane glass as well, but we're going to start with this. So I want to make 2 stacks of these arcane stone blocks, and they take each 8. They take 4 of them. So does that mean I need a stack? So a stack of that would get me 16, which would get me 2 stacks of that. That's right. Yeah. So I need a stack of thaum ingots. So a thaum ingot, 4 magic, and 8 metal per ingot. So if we look at this again, we've got 4 magic on there, we've got 8 metal on there. So for every ingot, we need 9 ingot. For every thaum ingot, we need an iron ingot and ender pearl. So that's why we've got 64 of each of them. The problem is, if we put all that in there, one, we ain't got the amount of V in the aura to replenish what we're going to use, and 2, we'll be putting loads of that excess alienis, and the alienis is the one that comes from ender pearls on the left there, like a whirly pattern, and the glass pattern, which is the crystal thing on the right. We're going to get loads of that extra, so we need to do this in blocks that allow us to put all that excess into barrels. So what do we need to do then? So each one of these can hold 16. So 4, 8. So we can put 8 of these in at a time, which means we can put 4 of them in at a time. Let's say tick. Is that right? 4, 8. My maths, I think I've got my maths wrong somewhere here, haven't I? What was thaum ingots again? Oh, I hate doing maths on camera. My brain just goes totally blank. Right, so 1 ingot, and 1 of them. So it's the same amount. Of course it is. 1 ingot and 1 of them. So for 8 of them, I need 8 of them. Duh. So let's do this in blocks of 8. Which makes it a little bit tedious. You can do it by having multiple crucibles and stuff, which does help. So you actually make this in the crucible itself, so you need your wand, and you just go poop like that. That gets us 8 thaum ingots, and it's filled up these 4. So our little guy there goes to work, starts collecting that. So I'm going to make another one on camera. You've got to wait. This guy fills the water up. Once that's boiling, if you're standing that, you've got to be careful, because you're standing that, you see it's got little pink blobs in it now. These the goggles that are built into the power armor, by the way, they show you the aura, but they don't actually show you the other stuff that the goggles revealing show you. So if you actually put your goggles revealing on, if I look at the crucible, you'll see what's in there now. Oh. Oops. I've actually put them on my head and not on my toolbar. Fool. So if you look in there now, you see there's a bit of corpus in there, which is the meat, which because I stood on it, it's cooked a little bit of me. It cooked my little toe, and now my little toe's in the crucible there. So that could be an issue. That could mean that we don't get 16 of what was going to drop in there in. So shift right click. No, shift right. It's actually shift right click on the alembic. Let's put that into atmosphere. So you see it's just fluxed. See a little blue thing going up and down the aura meter to the left there. It's just fluxed it a little bit. I need to let this boil up again, and then so 8 and 8, and then right click with a wand. It's up to 16 thaum ingots. So I'm going to cut the camera. I'm going to make a full stack of thaum ingots. I shall be back in a little while. And I'm back, and I've not quite finished it. I've only made a little bit more than when you last saw me. It's because I've got something I want to show you. Have I done that wrong somewhere then? No, that's still right. Okay, I thought I'd put something wrong then. Leave like that for a second. It's getting a bit of a pain to throw things in there, so I thought I'd make another thing. Now, if we're looking at it, one of the latest editions, I think it maybe got added when the little pack came out, is the magic mirror. A magic mirror, you need a couple of things. First, you need 4 of these mirrored glass, which you just quicksilver and glass pane. With some Vism you get from Carrots, and Vitreous, the glass one, we had plenty of in there because that's one of the excess things we're making. Then when you get 4 of them, you'll put them on a portable hull. A portable hull is some enchanted fabric around an ender pearl, and enchanted fabric is just wool with string. You can do that in a work table. So it's all thaumcraft related stuff. And some gold. You know, we need 16 mortise. Now, the cheapest way of getting mortise, if you've got a plentiful supply of rubber, is using rubber. So we need 8 of that. Oops, not 10, 8. So, let's double check. Just 16 mortise, yeah. Let's see, there's 2 mortise on each of them. So 8 of them. Throw them in there. Like so. And now, that gets us 2 mirrors. These guys are useful. What we'll do is we're going to put one there on the window, and now I'm going to click it, that one that was in my inventory. So now that clicked it, that one's linked to that one now. So these always come in pairs, you craft them in pairs. What I'm going to do with the other one is I'm going to put it up there. So now, and I've still put 4 bits of glass viewer around there, just because when you throw things in, they kind of keep the trajectory. So if I'm throwing things into that mirror from here, then things will probably go that way. And there's a lot of flux happening now. There's, if you look, I've got a message there. The air around you suddenly becomes suffused with strange energies. That's because I'm throwing a lot of things into the aura. I don't really care about throwing things into the aura. My bees sort it out. So now we've got a mirror up there. So I'll just put a bit of glass there to make sure that whatever falls out that mirror should fall straight down. So now we can test that theory by, see that? 8 of them. So that drops things straight into there for me. So it's just a bit easier than having to dick around standing on the Olympics. I can now just throw things into that mirror and that'll put them straight into there, which I think is kind of nice. Now I need my wand. I'll use this wand. That's something else, by the way, that the nether stars are used for. I could upgrade my wands now, especially for the fact I've got 2. Combine my wand with a nether star and some Precantatio, the magic thing there. I could get the ones that hold 1000 V rather than currently my ones hold 250 V. So I'll probably upgrade my wands at some point as well. So we can keep now grabbing these thaum ingots. So I'm going to cut again until I've got all 64 of them. Back in a sec. And I'm back, and unfortunately I've fluxed my area to quite high. There was just a little bit of one of the green, what's it called? Not that green one. That one. Lignum. There was just a little bit of 2 lignum in there, so I threw quite a bit of stuff into the aura. That's high, but that should get sorted out by the bees pretty soon. So now I've got my 64 thaum ingots. So the next thing is to get some stone. And I've got plenty of stone because I have the machine set downstairs to keep that at 1024. So I'm never short of stone, which is nice. And I actually need another 16. So we'll need some more in a minute, but just for now. So we'll run over here. Let's put our 1 back in there. And your arcane stone, you can just make in one of these arcane benches. They don't actually need any. See if I made it in there. Things you make in there, you actually have to put things into your crucible. Some things you can just make in the arcane work table, you can just make them in there. So let's get that back up to 150, I think. By the look of it, looks like it took 150. So we'll let that go up, which is damaging the aura more and more all the time. But that's okay, that'll recover. So once that gets to 150, There we go. So there's 2 stacks of them. And now we need some more stone. So I believe we need 4 stacks of stone. 1, 2, oops. Bloody little dust's always making a mess of stuff. 4 stacks of stone. Like so. Was it 5 stacks of stone? Let me just check. 5 stacks of stone. I'm still not using the search thing enough. And we need a stack of brains. They should be easy to find. There we go. And then we need to decide what colour we want these. Now, I've checked quite a while ago. I checked in a test world all the different colours, and most of them look a bit much. I am going to use some purple because I want some purple for the floors and stuff. And I am going to use some dark grey. There's dark grey and light grey. Light grey is black and 2 white. Grey is just black and white. I've got quite a bit of light grey. In fact, I'll use light grey. Or should I just use white and black? Yeah, screw it. I'll use white and black. 32, 32. Probably only need about 8 of them. Some floor. So let's get rid of 8 of them. So there we go. So that's the colours I'm going to make for now. And I can always make some more of these later. But these, of course, I won't be making there anyway. They'll need to be in the arcane table. So hopefully our wand has replenished itself. It has. Excellent. So now we can make a hell of a lot of these. It should be. I don't know if it'll be enough for a tower. It'll certainly be enough for a good start on a tower. So let's start with a load of black ones. So you see each one of these makes 32 blocks. So I'm going to shift click. And that got us quite a lot and drain the wand. That's kind of why it's useful to have a wand with 1,000 in there. I've been able to make all them at once. Should we do that? How much precantation? Well, we've always got more precantation because we can just 32. So that'd be 4 8s. Let's do it. Let us make a big 1,000 wand. So I've got a little bit off track again, as always. My episodes in the next series, I think, will also be a bit more structured, with a bit more of a clear goal per episode. I think instead of just going on random tangents like this and going off on one and making something completely different than what I started. So I'm going to want one of them in there and one of them in there. I'm going to 32 magic. So is that going to handle all the rest of the stuff? 16, yeah, excellent. And oops, might as well use my mirror because that's what I made it for. There we go. 32 magic. One to the thaumaturge. There we go. We've got a big one now that holds 1,000 viz. Excellent. So stick that back in there. We've got 1,000 viz to use now, so we can make all them. Yeah, screw it. Let's just do it. So I ain't actually got room for all this, which is not a surprise, the amount of stuff I've just made there. So next episode, when we start, we've got plenty of awarded stone blocks to make our Thaumcraft tower. So I'm going to put all them in there for now. Shift control click, get its full stacks out. And let's make all them. There we go. So now for the next part of this episode, we're going to leave that just for a sec. And as usual, I'm going to sleep. And I'm going to back over here and make some interdimensional storage, because that is something I wanted to make sure I got on with in this episode. Now you saw me use some of UU matter. I've still got quite a bit of iridium nuggets and UU matter there. But what we've also got in here now is very nice 8 adjustable storage units. And during one of the camera breaks, I also made, let's do it properly, come on. I also made 8 iridium plates. And what was the other thing we need? Of course it is, ender chests. As I said last episode, I've got 2 ender chests in there. 2 different types of ender chest. I believe that might be the vanilla one. I've never actually used one of these type. Not seem to be able to place that. Is that even a real thing? So I'm not sure what that's about. Not sure what that's about. But it should let me use it to craft. It's got some warded stone there still. Let's spread them out. So interdimensional storage unit, there's 1. And there's 2. Excellent. So if we use these now, it is actually going to slow my UU production down because when we're spreading out where the solar panels are. But it's something I wanted to get on with, so it's no massive setback. I'm still getting UU matter at a good rate, so it's okay. It's okay. Let's so that's got no energy in it. Good. It's using all the energy. So I'm going to do is I'm going to brick that like so, and I'm going to brick the 4 solar panels that are around that. Let's turn the jetpack on and do it properly. Come on. The problem was trying to sneak click stuff, and then that's the same button that you use to fall slow as well, so you start falling when you're trying to sneak click. Right, let me get out of there. So you see the actual maker then, once you've got the bits, it's really straightforward. It's just literally 4 of these adjustable storage units, 4 iridium plates and an ender chest. Really straightforward. So what I'll do with the first bit of that little setup there is I'm going to put one on the side of there, like so, plop, and I'm going to shift right click that, just tap right click, that'll turn it so that's actually facing the matter fabricator now, but it's got no power in there. But as soon as I've placed that, that's given that a unique ID to me, so if there's more than me on the server, then if someone else placed one, they'd have a different one. So this ID is set to me now, so anything that goes into any of these that I place gets shared, and you can't adjust these. These only got 2048 out, so matter fabricator can take 8000, so 2000 is fine. So I'm going to end up with 4 of these around that, and I'll probably end up shifting that once I've got all these solar panels set up to use these things. But at the minute it's fine as it is, and what we can do with this guy is I think I am just going to have him, oops, am I still flying? Yep. I'm going to have him like so, and I'm just going to shift right click him so he's facing downwards, so he's not actually attached to anything. But now what I can do is I can surround him with solar panels, so I've not actually gained anything at all. EU, it's got 2048 in there because these are all pulling, but it's going straight into there. It's 2048. It's getting used, so I've not actually gained anything apart from I've shown you something. That's what I wanted to gain, is what I just wanted to show you how this kind of thing works. So now I can build up more of them in a row along there. I can obviously, I'll be able to put one on the top of there as well, but I like to have access to it. So I can surround each one of these that I make now with solar panels, but of course I only put 2048 out, so if I want to get more power into that, I need to put more around the massive fabricator. But because of that, I can actually put one on it, four sides, so I can end up getting, at the minute it's got, before I started this, it had 2048 that side, 2048 that side, and 1500, so 5,500, whereas eventually with this setup I'll be able to get 8,000 in there. And currently GregTech works off packet, so you can actually put more than that, but the next version is actually, I think the matter fabricator is limited to 8,000 EU a tick, so this will be the max amount you can put into a matter fabricator, the way I'm eventually going to have this set up, which is pretty good to know. And I've also got a spare storage unit because of the way I made that, so I can put that towards the next one. Right, let's put that in there for now. So that's what I want to show you, that you can build up, once I've got a bit of excess, These are quite expensive. Let's not mess about. They are expensive, but once you've got it set up, I mean, now once I had a spare one, I could just have a spare one placed anywhere, upstairs, downstairs, anywhere. And of course, because it puts 2048 out, it'd need transforming down to a usable power. But I could run all the machines off the same power source that's remote. I could even have it in Mistcraft ages. I could move my solar panels now to my mining age, so they're actually on all the time, which is possibly worth thinking about. Should I do that? So because this is a permanent day weld, it's kind of borderline cheaty, I guess. But as you see, because I've started quarrying where the original gate was, I've moved the gate a little bit here. But I could build a little base here, permanent day. I have all my solar panels here, so I've got round the clock coverage. I need a chunk loader there as well, of course, but that's no big deal. So I may even do that. I may do that. For now though, let's just get 3 bits of glass cover, glass viewer even, and fill up that hole just so it's tidy. Can't leave things untidy now, can you? And come on, fly up there, fool. Whee! So, like that, like that. There we go. So that's when you're getting kind of like getting to end game kind of power handling, and that really helps having them when you start dealing with fusion reactors. So that's the other thing I'm trying to get towards. That there's just a bug. If I was to click on that with not with my wrench, but just click on it with anything normal, like an empty hand, then that'll update. It's actually facing the right way. For some reason, that one's done it as well. The GregTech stuff defaults to showing the output to the bottom, even though it's not. The output's actually facing the Matterfab, so that's fine. But it does do that. Don't know why. Don't know why. Right then, I am gonna check how long the episode is. Just as always, I don't want to run too long because I know you've only got a limited amount of time, and you don't want to sit watching me all day. So let's take a lot of these. I could do the chest. I should probably. I don't think I've got any chests left. That's unfortunate. I've used all the chests I had made. So let's just grab a normal chest. Got some in here. There's one. That'll do. And right, back in 1 sec. And I'm back, and I've just recharged my energy suit, put my helmet back on. Because I didn't have the helmet on, that was starting to get a little bit low, not massively. I put my Thaumcraft goggles back up there, and I've got my power meter, because that's of course got my solar generator in there, which keeps the suit charged. Right, the video is over 30 minutes, so I'm not going to start building stuff now because it's going to run really long. If it does, I'm probably going to build up there. I've not 100% decided yet. I may even build right near the NPC village. I'll have a scout around off camera. I may even build in a void world. I'm not 100% sure on that. You can have a little bit of issue with your aura in a void world. But I may make a void world, have a look at that. One other thing we're going to need is, of course, if you place wadded stone, you cannot break it. There's only one way you can break it. So that means we're going to have to take our wand with us. Just right click it with a wand. That's how you break your wadded stone. So it breaks very easily if you've got a wand, and you can't break it at all if you haven't. And only I could break that. So on a server, if you place this stuff, only you can break it. Makes for quite a bit of fun because you can put spawners inside little wadded stone block contraptions and stuff. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting on a tangent again. So I'll have a look off camera, decide where the Thaumcraft tower is going to go. So for now, I can just I'll do that when I've finished. So I hope this episode was enjoyable, if I can speak. What I'm going to do with the warded tower, by the way, is I'm going to use these portal spawners. So we've got fast travel between here and there. Yeah, we'll do that next episode. I hope this episode was enjoyable. I hope the Thaumcraft stuff was interesting enough. I tried to cut out the tedious bit of me doing the same thing over and over again in the crucible there. And I hope you understand why I've made these. We're not quite in the state where we need these yet. I just wanted to get a med to show you partly, but they're a good thing to have if you want to keep expanding your network. At the minute, they're not a massive benefit to us, but if we want to get a fusion reactor, stuff like that. It's really useful to have all your EU in the shared devices. I think they're a bit expensive, but I think we had the resources for it, so it's no big deal. So yeah, I hope you understand my reasoning behind that. It's to help us expand our EU network a bit. I still haven't expanded this, and I still really need to, but yeah, I'll get round to it. As always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for any likes. Please keep comments coming in. Any questions, enjoy trying to answer them. And I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.